Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. It's important to have a body that is a reflection of your values and principles. Before I get too deep into it though, let me say this isn't necessarily something that's an absolute. This isn't a metric that we can use to look at other people and assume that we know what their values and their principles are because you see frequently somebody who may not be in the best of shape, but they're disciplined in so many other areas of life. I actually worked for somebody like this when I was working in a boxing gym. The owner of the boxing gym, he was a self-made millionaire in his 20s, and he was very studious about all of his business decisions, how he ran the boxing gym. He was just very on top of everything when it came to that facet of life. But it happened to be that fitness just wasn't his forte. I remember people would try to encourage him to come out and do some exercises and step into the boxing gym, and he would really shy away from it. He didn't want especially people who worked for him to see that he really wasn't somebody who took charge of his fitness, and he didn't want everybody to see that shortcoming. But I can say for myself, the more that I align my physique to my values, the more authentic I feel. If I'm somebody who says that discipline is important to me, I want my body to reflect that discipline. If I'm somebody who says hard work is important, I want my body to reflect that. If I'm somebody who says to myself that living a healthy lifestyle is important, then I want my body to reflect that, much less if that's something that I'm telling to other people, because we all know that it's so easy to sift out people who are inauthentic. And so when you're saying one thing and you're appearing a different way, people wonder, why is there a disconnect here? And I've experienced that if your body is aligned to those principles, it gives you an opportunity to speak for yourself without ever having to open your mouth. People make judgments about you in less than a second, and it's extremely powerful when people can see these principles without you having to tell them. When they're scanning the room and they're thinking, who would be good to take on this project? Who will be the right person to help these people with this task? I know, I think that person would be good. And they're not even thinking at the top of their mind specifically, that person looks disciplined, that person looks hardworking, that person looks like they'll be very consistent. But your body speaks to those values, and it tells them this message before they even have a moment to process it. And I've experienced this. Sometimes it's warranted, sometimes it's not warranted. Sometimes I'm thinking, why are you choosing me? I'm definitely not the best person to take this on. But they believe in you because of some of the principles that you just emanate through your presence. And so it's extremely important. Even in the fitness industry, I would see very educated personal trainers, multiple degrees, but they wouldn't personally keep themselves in shape. And because of this, people wouldn't trust them to be able to take them where they needed to be. And I would even be thinking, hey, wait a second, this person could actually get you exactly where you need to be. They're very experienced, they're very educated, they know exactly what they're doing. Whereas somebody who could be in fantastic shape, they know what to do for them, but they may not know what to do for you. But people don't have time to look into somebody to that degree. Sometimes they just have a short window to say, is this person for me or is this person not for me? Is there somebody who's better for this task? And when they're looking at you and they're looking at what you represent through your appearance, then more often than not, they're going to make a judgment based on the information that's available to them. So it has many real world implications, but first and foremost, it keeps you in step with who you say you are. And when you're in step with who you say you are, it's a very powerful feeling and it is a very powerful experience. This isn't the totality of who you are. It's just in this area you are aligned. And I find that to be one of the biggest motivating factors for my own exercises when I may not feel like going to the gym or slipped on the weekend. What's going to push me that following Monday, like everybody else, is to get back on track. It's to be the person I claim to be, not to everybody else, but to myself. And the more that you realize that you are not letting yourself down and you're living up to the person you say you are, the more your confidence will build and the easier it'll be to keep moving forward in that direction. That's all I got for this one. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video.